Welcome to the Archery Show. August has arrived and many countries around the world are starting to get back to archery in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Germany held an exhibition event for its national team that was broadcast on national television. Hungary recently hosted a Central European Cup. And the Americas has announced an online event that will run through the autumn. So with many archers needing to get back into tournament shape, we visited the World Archery Excellence Centre in Lausanne to find out how using specific exercises in practice can help you get ready for competition.
Training is not just shooting arrows and a repetition of the gesture, it's shooting with a purpose, with a goal. It's very difficult to improve your shot if you just shoot arrows and let the feeling come as it goes. So it's important to find a purpose, work on it, and then evaluate how it goes. It's the only way we can progress. At short distance, on the eyes closed, every archer shoots really perfect shots. So it gets a bit more complicated. We start aiming to a target when we shoot longer distance, when we have the tendency to do things a bit more different or try too hard. So it's very important after having a period of rest, when you come back or after a period you have been shooting a lot of short distance without target, to get some exercise to improve your strength, your control, or your purpose in the training and get adapted to shoot in the longer distance. That's what we need for competition. The first exercise is very simple. What I like to do to gain strength is to draw the bow in a full draw position, move through the clicker, pass the clicker 1 centimeter after, go back to the same position of the clicker, come back, go to the clicker, come back and shoot when you are extended. I find my full draw position and aiming at the target. I expand under the clicker sound and pass 1 centimeter after. I collapse a little bit, I expand 1 centimeter after, I go back to the clicker, centimeter after, I stop and let it go. I used to do this in a combination of 3 arrows making the exercise and 3 arrows shooting without stop, like a dynamic shot. So the first one we will do the 3 times stop and shoot, and the next 3 arrows we just go and shoot through without any stop to compensate with the tiredness of the exercise with the dynamic of the fast shooting. We'll do it 6 times with 6 arrows. So the first 3 arrows we make the exercise, the second 3 arrows we shoot fast. Purpose of the exercise is to work on strength because you are holding the position in a dynamic way. You are going through the clicker. You work after the clicker, which work the muscles. When normally we release and we don't have so much action, in this exercise you move afterwards. So you work in a part of the fiber you want to work in when you shoot regularly. And the third part I like this exercise very much is that separate the moment of shooting to the moment of clicker. Very often we have surprise or reaction hidden in the moment that the clicker sound and we release. It's so fast that you don't realize what is happening. When you separate it, you find out new issues that you didn't know you had. The second exercise about control, and especially control in the sequence of the shot and the timing of the shot. We will do a shot in 7-second sequence, and then we have a rest of 14 seconds, and we shoot 7 seconds, 40 seconds, and we'll do it several times to get the rhythm and to get the control of how you make the shot. This exercise achieves, first of all, we have to focus on the sequence of the shot and the timing. So we don't want to make shots too long and too short. We try to keep in this 7 seconds, and we give a time to rest, that our body can go back to a ready status to shoot the next one, and to keep mentally set to what we want to achieve or what goal we are working with. One of the help of this exercise that we don't do it when we practice regularly. In practice we are like a shot machine. We just go and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and we don't keep the same rhythm, which also ends that we get a bit more tired in the last arrows, or we don't think enough between arrows because we have not too much time or we are alone, so we just force ourselves to shoot very fast without preparing the shot. With this exercise we have time to prepare the shot, to think properly, and the body be ready to make a good shot each of the arrows we do. The third exercise is about purpose. Training is not just to shoot arrows, but we have to put a purpose in each arrow, a goal. And one of the things we happen very often is that we don't know exactly what goal to use in each arrow. So this exercise is very simple. We make a shot in any distance with a target face, And by observing where the arrow hit, if it's left, right, or if it's up and down, we set a goal for the next arrow. If the arrow is going up, most of the time it's because we lost the contact of the anchor. We lose the reference, the distance from the arrow to the eyes has changed. So the next arrow, when the arrow has been hitting high, is to make sure that we focus and that the position is consistent and we move in the same horizontal angle. When the arrow is left and right, what we have changed is the alignment, or the string is not aligned in the bow, or we have slides. We have changed the position. That's why the arrow goes more or less in the left and the right hand archers. So what the exercise goal is, we observe where the arrow hits. We suppose that the shot was well done, but we didn't feel that something changed. If it's up and down, is the anchor position and try to keep it consistent. If it's left and right, it used to be string alignment or sliding. So we adapt our goal according to what's happened in the previous arrow. Give us focus and train us to change the focus or the goal according to what is happening. So we are not trying to do the same all the time and stick to the same situation, but we adapt to what is happening in our shot, which is a very good way to learn how to focus better in competition. If you manage to integrate exercises of strength, control, and purpose in your daily training, your performance will be much better.
Legendary Korean woman Kim Soon-young is regarded as the most successful archer at the modern Olympic Games, having won 4 golds and 6 medals in total since the sport was reintroduced to the programme in 1972. But archery's winningest Olympian is actually a Belgian by the name of Hubert van Innis. He climbed the podium an astonishing 9 times, winning 6 golds and 3 silvers in 1900 and 1920.
Hubert van Innis was a great Belgian archer. He won Olympic medals at the 1900s Olympics in Paris and the 1920s Olympics in Antwerp. He's also a world champion in 1933. He also happens to be my great-great-grandfather. Archery in my family started back in the 1900s with Hubert and Jérôme de Meyer, who was on the team in the Olympics in 1920 in Antwerp. So they are 2 different sides of my family. My great-grandfather on my dad's side was part of the FITA when it was first created. Then my granddad was a FITA judge at the time. Then my dad was on the Belgian team as well as a recurve and then later as a compound archer. And then on my mom's side of the family, my granddad was a world champion back in 1961, I think. In the end, my parents met through archery because of their parents who met through their parents in archery. So it's very cool to be all kind of related through archery. It is some kind of pressure to have such a big family history and, you know, so many achievements, but I think it's a different era, it's a different type of archery. I'm trying to do my own thing, you know, I'm trying to achieve everything I can, and, you know, I think everything I will achieve would make them proud. Hi, Dad.
Hello.
So I'm here with World Archery. We're filming this. What can you tell me about my great-great-grandfather? How well known was, you know, his Olympic achievement back then?
Well, it was known all over Belgium and Europe, I suppose, and he was very much appreciated. And in his own place in Elevect, they even made a statue of him because they were so proud of their Olympic and world champion.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when I was a kid, so that's quite impressive.
Yes, and it was just near the field where the Popinjays,
Okay.
where he was shooting when he was a tiny boy until nearly the end of his life. Because at 90 years he was still shooting with a bow.
What is it like for you to have, me shooting and you keeping on the legacy, and then Noah starting now? How does that feel for you?
Well, it's very nice to see you shooting, because you're even higher than all the others archer of the family who were quite very good, but you are the best after Hubert. And I'm very proud of you, because your achievements are so important for me. And it's really a proudness to be your father, and the connection is very high.
Well, I think he would be proud of us and what we achieved,
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think archery is in my genes, because, it's not, I don't know how else I would have gone and picked up archery otherwise. I don't think, their greatness has been, flowing through my veins. But yeah, having all my family doing it makes it more special. It's going to be very tricky to do better than Hubert did, but I think I've achieved more than anybody else in my family did. It's nice to have people who understand what you're doing and why you're doing it.
With a maximum of 3 Olympic medals per person available from next summer's Games in Tokyo, it will take any currently active archer at least 2 more Olympics to match Hubert's record haul of 9 medals. So as we restart our countdown to archery at Tokyo, the delayed Games now less than a year away, we leave you with a message from reigning Olympic champion Chang Hae-jin. See you next time.
안녕하세요, 장혜진입니다. 마지막 올림픽이 열린 지 벌써 4년 지났습니다. 시간이 정말 빠른 것 같아요. 지금 비록 우리가 어렵고 힘든 상황에 있지만 모두가 안전하고 건강하게 다시 만나길 기대합니다. See you again.